Hello everyone, welcome back to Soccer Showdown. I'm Joe Archino and I'm joined by Martino Puccio and Tevan Costoso. Now, there has been a lot happening in the Champions League, so let's not waste time. Let's get right into things. I think first and foremost, how could you not start off with Roma's incredible victory to overcome being down 4-1 in the first leg? They get it done over Barcelona, a historic achievement. Tevan, you follow Roma very closely. How did Roma get it done?
Honestly, I think it was a miracle. They needed a miracle. They won 3-0. I believe Roma, they looked very, very good on attack. I think they work together as a unit. I hadn't seen this from Roma before. I think Roma's starting to get work together as a team, and they're getting a good mentality in their head that they can make a run.
Martino, Roma let up 2 own goals the first time they played Barcelona. It doesn't happen often where they come back and they thunderously win the way that they did. How has things gone wrong for Messi and company? I mean, we know things have kind of been up and down this season. Been very good in La Liga, but there's also been things looming from the summer. What's going on right now?
I don't know. I think it's a very weird vibe for them in the Champions League the past couple of years. I know they lost Neymar over the summer. Dembele really hasn't been that big of a factor, and it kind of showed in these couple of legs here. And then not having Coutinho either, who's obviously been a big factor for them in the league since he came from Liverpool. But it just didn't seem like they had that killer instinct, that sense of urgency that they needed to kill off Roma. Because, I mean, Roma got that away goal, and like you were saying, they had 2 own goals scored on them, so it's not like Barca ultimately dominated them. I think Roma were by far the better team over the 2 legs.
Roma is going through to the Final Four, and it's pretty cool. Let's now go to another stunner, and that is Juve. They looked like they were just about to overcome being down tremendously to Real Madrid, and then in the final moments against Real Madrid, it all fell apart. Ronaldo goes down, gets a penalty, Buffon gets a red card. Martino, Juve, they score 3 goals, they get it on aggregate, and then things fell apart.
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, you just can't give up that penalty if you're Benascia in that situation. I mean, going in from a player behind like that, like Lucas Vazquez, that just showed that he had poor positioning in the first place to allow that kind of space for him to potentially put the ball in the back of the net. And then Buffon's reaction is something I've never seen from him before, really uncharacteristic of him, getting in the referee's face like that, and then even his comments post-game were just really unlike him. I think it's a sour taste in your mouth after the fact, that you know Buffon as this respectable guy, this guy that's high character, and everyone just he embodies Juve. He's everything that's right with Italian football. And the fact that he came across like that doesn't look good. And I think he's very upset that the Champions League trophy is that one thing that he'll never get, and that was his last shot at it, especially when they came back from 3-0 like that. But, I mean, again, Ronaldo, cool and collected, taking that penalty.
He has been as good can get in this competition. Tevan, were you more surprised by the way Juve stormed back at the beginning or the way things fell apart at the end?
I'm more surprised by the way things fell apart at the end. Juve, I had a feeling they would come out strong and attack. I didn't think they would tie, but as the game went on, I'm really like, Juve is a team that's stronger, and I think if they went into extra time, they would have won the match. But it's their attitude that got to them, and ultimately they considered the penalty in the 97th minute, and they ended up losing.
Real Madrid is trying to do something that has not been done in a long time and win 3 in a row in this competition. We'll go now to the next one, and I think for most of the season, many people thought Manchester City was going to be one of the ones at the end, but they are not. They have been defeated by Liverpool, one of the biggest stunners of the competition. I mean, Liverpool absolutely just took them down. Tevan, we'll go back to you. I mean, Manchester City, they spend as much money as you want. They bring in all these star players. The season seems like it's been going perfectly for them, but they've had a couple bumps these last couple weeks. How shocked are you that Man City hasn't been able to put it together?
I think they're just pretty tired. Manchester, they've been playing a lot of matches lately, Champions League, in league, and then the domestic league. So Manchester look tired to me. I believe they are a little tired out, and it could be beneficial for the league. Well, they won the league, but they didn't look very good at all in Champions League. So,
Martino, we've talked so much about Pep Guardiola this season, all the money they spent to bring in all these big-time players. I mean, it was hard at the beginning of the season not to see them being here at the end, but here we are, Liverpool, they get it done against them. Why doesn't City seem to be able to get over these stages?
I don't even know, and it might not even be a City thing at this point. You could even go back to Pep's days at Bayern, where he had a real struggle to get back to the final. And you saw Bayern went back with Jupp Heynckes too. I mean, we saw Ancelotti struggle there. But all this money invested, the whole reason Pep Guardiola was brought to Manchester City, and we've said this time and time again, was to win this competition. And the fact that they haven't even gotten to a semifinal yet, or even, well, I think they got to the semifinal one year, but the fact that they're not even in the final, playing this deep into the competition, when they have the league wrapped up, like Tevan said, I think it's a disgrace. And the way they came out at Anfield against Liverpool in the first leg was terrible, and then even at home, to even have a better return leg, kind of like what Roma did, to get inspired by something like that. They lost 2-1. It's not even like they won that return leg. So, I mean, props to Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp. They absolutely dominated over both legs. They look like the best team in the quarterfinal, in my opinion.
Now, we'll quickly go over Bayern. Bayern advances against Sevilla, but probably the most uneventful out of all of these great matches that we've had. Both of you guys, quickly, are you buyers on Bayern Munich? You know, it seems like they maybe haven't had the toughest road, but they're through, and there's only 4 teams left, so they are through. But what are your thoughts, Martino? We'll start with you.
I'm still a buyer on Bayern, just because I think they've been there before, and they might have been playing down to their competition a little bit. I know Sevilla isn't the most prominent opponent that was probably left in the quarterfinal, but I think Bayern, I mean, they got the results they wanted. I know there was a controversial foul with Lewandowski. He's got that black eye. I don't know if you guys saw it. But at the same time, it's still Bayern, and Bayern's in the semifinal. It's going to be a difficult team to play. They have all that talent, and Jupp Heynckes is there. I mean, the guy knows how to win. Bayern's been there, done that. Can't really say that for Liverpool and a team like Roma as well.
Tevan, you a buyer on Bayern?
I think Bayern isn't. They're the weakest team in the competition, even weaker than Roma at this point. And
Wow.
I think the only thing that has them going right now is their experience. Like Martino said, they are experienced, and with their home field advantage, that could give them a long ride.
They certainly do have that. Now, to round things out, of course, there are 4 left. So now I want each of us to go around and pick who we think is the strongest left and who's going to be holding up the trophy at the end of the day. Tevan, we're going to start with you. Who do you have winning it all? Who's the strongest left?
I believe it's Liverpool. I believe it's Liverpool because of their desire to win the title. And everyone is hungry, and with Mo Salah, I think they can go a long way, all the way to the end.
Liverpool has a lot of momentum right now, and I do really think that they've got a chance here. But at the end of the day, I can't go against Real Madrid. I know things haven't been perfect for them this season, but when you have Ronaldo playing the way that he is, I'm just not going to pick against that guy right now. He has been money for this team in this competition. They're going for 3, and they just have been here these last 2 seasons, and they've always been able to find a way. Like in the Juventus game, it certainly wasn't picture perfect, but they found a way to get it done. Ronaldo has been money. I'm going to put my money down on Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm going with Real Madrid too. I mean, we've been through it so many times. We were talking about it last year. Are they able to repeat? Are they even going to be able to do a 3-peat? If they get this, it's going to be 4 and 5 years. That might be the greatest team the competition has ever seen, probably since the Real Madrid way back in the 50s and 60s, where they just dominated the competition. What they have going on right now is an absolute dynasty, and like you said, I just can't bet against them at this point. They're just way too good.
I think it's going to be very interesting. We're going to find out very soon, but it's going to be really exciting to watch. And we'll have it all covered for you here on Soccer Showdown. I'm Joe Archino. He's Tevan Costoso. Martino Puccio. We'll see everybody in the next episode, and thank you for listening as always.